don't study English, okay? You don't have to study English so hard.
What? What do you mean, Candy? I study English every day for 30 minutes. Every day I study so hard, and I always think I must study more. I study English grammar with textbooks. I memorize English vocabulary with textbooks. I read grammar rules again and again. But still, I cannot speak English well. So I think I need to study harder.
Oh, Yang. So maybe you feel that English is not fun?
Yes, sometimes yes.
Maybe you feel English is too difficult to acquire.
Yes, I do.
And maybe you think, I cannot speak English.
Yes, that is exactly how I feel.
Then today's episode is for you, and it is also for many English learners around the world. Welcome to Candy English Podcast. I'm Candy. I'm an English coach.
Hello, everyone. I'm Yang. I'm learning English.
Today, we are going to talk about a very important idea. Maybe this idea will change your English life.
That sounds big.
Yes, but the idea is very simple. Today's message is this: English is not only a subject to study, English is a skill to acquire.
A skill?
Yes, like swimming, like playing the piano, like playing a sport.
Oh, I see.
Let's think about swimming. Imagine you want to learn how to swim, so you buy a book about swimming. You open the book, you read about how to move your arms. You read about how to move your legs. You read about how to breathe. Every day, you sit at your desk and study swimming.
That sounds serious.
Yes, very serious. But can you swim?
No, maybe not.
Exactly. You can know many things about swimming, but you cannot swim only by reading a textbook.
That is true.
To learn swimming, you have to go into the water. At first, you may feel afraid. The water feels strange. Your body does not know what to do. You cannot move well. You may sink a little.
That sounds like my English.
Yes, it is very similar, but little by little, your body learns. Your body feels the water, your body learns how to float, your body learns how to move, your body learns how to breathe.
So swimming is not only knowledge, it is body learning.
Exactly, and English is also body learning.
Is English body learning?
Yes, of course your brain is important. Grammar is useful. Vocabulary is useful. Textbooks can help us. But English is not only in your brain. English must also enter your ears, your mouth, your heart, your body.
That is beautiful.
You need to jump into the ocean of English.
The ocean of English.
Yes, you listen to English. You read English. You feel English. You hear the rhythm. You hear the sounds. You meet the same phrases again and again. Then slowly, English starts to live inside you.
So English is not only something I study, English is something I experience.
Exactly. That is a very important point. Many English learners study English for many years. They know many grammar rules, they know many words, but when they try to speak, the words do not come out.
Yes, that is me.
And they think, I am bad at English. But maybe that is not true.
Really?
Yes, maybe they simply did not have enough English input.
Oh no.
Yes. Input means English coming into you. Listening is input, reading is input, watching simple videos is input, listening to podcasts is input, reading easy stories is input.
English food.
Exactly. Input is food for your English. If you want to speak English, first you need a lot of English inside you.
That makes sense.
Imagine cooking. If your kitchen is empty, can you cook a good meal?
No, I need food in the kitchen first.
Exactly. Speaking is like cooking. Input is like putting food into the kitchen. If you want to speak English, you need English materials inside you first.
So I need to put English into my mind, my ears, and my heart.
Yes, and this idea is connected to Stephen Krashen.
Stephen Krashen?
Yes, Stephen Krashen is an American linguist. He is famous for his input theory. He says we acquire language when we understand messages.
When we understand messages,
Yes, not when we only memorize rules, not when we only study grammar. We acquire language when we understand English. This is called comprehensible input.
comprehensible input.
Yes, comprehensible means you can understand it. So comprehensible input means English you can understand.
Not too difficult English.
Right. Not too difficult, not too easy. Good English input is just right for you. You can understand most of it, maybe about 90%.
90%?
Yes, if you understand about 90%, you can enjoy it. You can guess the new words, you can follow the story, you do not feel lost.
That is very different from difficult textbooks.
Yes, if the English is too hard, your brain becomes tired. You stop listening, you stop reading. You may think, English is not for me.
I know that feeling.
But if the English is understandable, your brain relaxes, your heart opens, you can continue, and continuing is the secret.
So easier English is not bad.
Not at all. Easy English is powerful. Understandable English is powerful. Repeated English is powerful.
Repeated English?
Yes, you need to hear the same words many times. For example, I want to learn English. I want to speak English. I want to listen to English. I want to enjoy English. At first, you may think about grammar, but after hearing I want to many times, it becomes natural.
So I do not have to translate every time.
Exactly. One day I want to just comes out. That is acquisition.
Acquisition.
Yes, studying is knowing about English. Acquiring is having English inside you.
That is a big difference.
Yes, and here is another important idea. Input is about 90%. Output is about 10%.
Really? 90%?
In a simple way, yes. Of course, speaking practice is important. But before you speak well, you need a lot of input. You need many words, many sounds, many sentence patterns, many stories, many feelings.
So speaking is not the beginning. Speaking comes after input.
Exactly. Input comes first. Output comes later. Like a baby. A baby listens for many months. The baby hears words every day. Then, little by little, the baby starts to speak.
The baby does not study grammar.
Right. The baby listens, the baby understands, the baby feels language. Then the baby speaks.
So English learners also need more listening and reading.
Yes. A lot more. And it should be enjoyable. That is very important.
Why is enjoyment important?
Because if English feels painful, you stop. If English feels like a test every day, you get tired. But if English is interesting, gentle, and meaningful, you continue.
And if I continue, I improve.
Exactly. That is why I always say, do not fight with English, live with English.
Live with English.
Yes. Listen to English while walking. Listen to English while cleaning your room. Listen to English before sleeping. Read a short story. Watch a simple video. Listen to an easy podcast. Meet English every day.
Like meeting a friend.
Yes, English can become your friend, not your enemy.
That feels much better.
And please choose topics you like. If you like travel, listen to travel stories. If you like science fiction, listen to science fiction. If you like daily life, listen to daily conversations. If you like psychology, listen to gentle stories about life.
So we do not have to listen to boring English.
No, boring English is dangerous.
Dangerous?
Yes, because it makes you quit.
That is true.
The best English input is understandable and interesting. You think, oh, I want to know more. Oh, I want to listen again. Oh, this story feels nice. That feeling helps you continue.
So emotion is important too.
Very important. Language is not only information, language is also feeling. When you feel something, you remember it more deeply.
That is why stories are powerful.
Yes, stories help English stay in your heart.
Now I understand why this podcast is A2 Easy English.
Yes, this podcast is made for English learners around the world. The English is simple. The sentences are not too long. The stories are gentle. The ideas are meaningful.
So if I listen to this podcast many times, it can become comprehensible input for me.
Exactly. You do not have to understand every word perfectly. Just understand the main message. Listen again. Relax. Let English come into you.
That sounds kind.
English learning should be kind. Of course, sometimes we need effort, but effort does not have to be painful.
That is a new idea for me.
Many people think, if I suffer, I will improve, but I do not think that is the best way.
What is better?
If you enjoy English, you come back tomorrow. If you come back tomorrow, you get more input. If you get more input, English grows.
So joy is not a bonus. Joy is part of the method.
Exactly. Joy keeps you going.
Candy, can I ask something?
Of course.
Should I stop studying grammar?
No, you do not have to stop completely. Grammar can help you notice English. Vocabulary study can help you understand more. Textbooks can be useful, but they should not be the main dish.
Not the main dish.
Consider grammar like salt. A little salt is good, but if you eat only salt, you cannot live.
That is funny, but true.
So do not make English only grammar. Do not make English only memorization. Give yourself real English, understandable English, living English.
Living English.
Yes, English with meaning, English with stories, English with voices, English with emotions.
I think I understand now. Studying grammar is like reading a book about swimming, but input is like going into the water.
Exactly. And speaking is like swimming. At first, you may not move well. That is okay. You are learning. Your body is learning. Your mouth is learning. Your ears are learning. Your heart is learning.
So I should not blame myself.
Never. You are not bad at English. You are growing. Maybe you only need more water.
More water?
More English water. More input. More listening. More reading. More stories. More gentle English around you.
I like that. I need to swim in English a little every day.
Yes, not a stormy ocean, not dangerous waves. Start with a warm, calm pool.
A2 Easy English.
Exactly. A2 Easy English is a calm pool. You can enter slowly, you can breathe, you can move, you can feel safe, and little by little you become stronger.
Then maybe one day I can swim in a bigger ocean.
Yes, you can. One day you can listen to faster English, you can read longer books, you can speak more freely. But the first step is understandable input.
Comprehensible input.
Yes, comprehensible input. English you can understand, English you can enjoy, English you can continue.
Today, I feel relieved.
Why?
Because I thought I had to study harder and harder, but now I think I need to listen more, read more, enjoy more.
Yes, that is a beautiful change.
And I can start with this podcast.
Exactly. Listen to this episode again. Listen while walking. Listen while resting. Listen before bed. Do not worry about perfection. Just let English come into your life.
I can do that.
And remember, you do not need to force English out of your mouth too soon. First, put English inside.
Think first, output later.
Yes, input first, output later.
That is simple and powerful.
So, everyone, here is today's message. Do not only study English, listen to English, read English, feel English, enjoy English. Give yourself a lot of comprehensible input.
And choose English you can understand.
Yes, about 90%. That is a good place to start.
Choose topics you like.
Yes, and repeat. Listen again and again.
Like a favorite song.
Exactly. English grows through listening. English grows through reading. English grows through meaning.
And slowly, English becomes part of you.
Yes, one day you will hear a sentence and understand it without translating. One day a phrase will come out naturally. One day you will think, oh, English is inside me.
That sounds wonderful.
It is wonderful, and it is possible.
Thank you, Candy. Today I feel more hopeful.
I am so glad, and thank you everyone for listening to Candy English Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our channel.
We will keep making gentle English input for learners around the world.
Listen every day, enjoy English every day, and let your English grow naturally.
Don't miss the next episode.
See you again soon.
See you again soon.